Welcome back to another episode of Register for Dinner. I'm your host Sebastian Register, and today we're heating it up in the kitchen with a little bit of a Pineapple Habanero Hot Sauce, so stay tuned. So like always, the first things you want to do is prep your vegetables. So what I have here is a carrot that I'm going to go ahead and peel, and I'm going to just rough dice it. At the end of the day, all this stuff is going into a blender, so you don't have to be precise with all of your chopping, but just give them all rough dice. So I have a vegetable peeler, take off the skin because we don't need that. So just cut these off, cut the ends, cut the bottom because you don't need that. Slice it down the middle. Once more. The same with the bottoms. They're pretty small, so you can just cut them into little rings if you'd like. Alright, the carrots are chopped. Now we're going to take a whole white onion and do the same thing, dice it as well. Again, you don't have to be precise because it's just getting tossed into a blender. Cut it horizontally across. Make vertical slices. And just give it a rough chop. I'm going to need 5 cloves of garlic. About medium-sized pieces will do just fine. If you like a lot of garlic, add more. It's completely up to you. Give them a little smash to relieve them of their skin. The garlic, honestly, you could probably just leave whole because it's already small, so the blender will do the trick of just blending it up evenly. So you don't have to worry about mincing it up or chopping it up.
Get that cleaned up.
A clean kitchen is a happy kitchen. Alright, so I've got the majority of my vegetables prepped up. I'm honestly going to save to cut the habaneros at the end because you're going to need to wear gloves for those because they will burn your skin actually because they're that hot. So next is I just have a fresh pineapple and I'm just going to small dice it. And I only need honestly about half a cup of pineapple. You don't need a lot unless if you want it sweeter. That's completely optional. Cut it right down the middle. And once more across. Sit it up, and then you're going to want to take off the core by just slicing straight down. And you can chew on this, is actually pretty good. And that's honestly probably all I'm going to need out of the pineapple. So then I'm just going to cut them into strips, turn them, and then again just rough dice. This just helps the blender easier to puree it into a sauce. Okay. I have 1 lime that I'm just going to juice, so I'm just going to cut that in half, get that ready to go. Alright, now the habaneros. Habaneros, those are some of the hottest peppers around. Obviously, a lot of people have come out with new creations like the ghost pepper or the Carolina Reaper, but these will definitely put a fire in your hole if you get what I'm saying. So, I have some gloves here. If you don't have gloves, good luck. But you're definitely going to want to consider purchasing some latex gloves, some garden gloves, whatever you have. And then with these, I'm going to do 5 habaneros. That's more than enough. If you like nuclear hot, do more. But I'm going to just take 5 habaneros, and I'm going to do 3 with the seeds in, 2 with the seeds out. The seeds are actually a big factor as to what makes a chili hot. So the less seeds in it, the less spicy they'll be. So I'm just going to take off the top, slice them into strips. Give them a little bit of a dice. Add it to my pile. What I have here is a blender. I hope you guys know what that is, and if not, you're watching the wrong show. But I'm literally just going to dump all the ingredients into the blender. So I'm going to add my carrots, my onion, my pineapple, my habaneros. If you don't have pineapple, another fruit that goes really well are either peaches or mango. All those will just add a nice little sweetness to your hot sauce. Get the rest of these guys in there. Join the party. Alright, and to that I'm going to add the juice of 1 lime. This next ingredient is optional. Sugar actually helps kind of reduce the amount of heat in any hot sauce. So I'm going to use a little under of a quarter of a cup of granulated sugar. But if you like the heat, like I said, I mean, you know me, I like heat. You can leave this out, but I'm gonna add just a little bit, just add additional sweetness. About a teaspoon of some salt. And half a cup of rice wine vinegar. Apple cider vinegar, white vinegar, those will all work just fine too. Pour that in. And just give it a blend until it forms a sauce. Alright, so my habanero puree, or sauce if you will, is ready to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour it into a saucepan that I have on medium-low heat. And you're going to want to simmer this for about 15 minutes. Stirring constantly as well. You can see that it's pretty chunky. You can leave it like that if you like, but you'll see what I'm going to do later to help make it more of a sauce-like consistency. I have a nice spatula, and I'm just going to give it a quick stir. And just let this go for low and slow at a rolling simmer for about 15 or so minutes, and you'll actually see that color of that sauce start to change, a little bit more of the natural juices coming out of the vegetables and fruit. Alright guys, so that my hot sauce has been simmering for about 15 minutes now, and as you can see the color has actually gotten a little bit of a darker orange tint to it. So what I'm going to do is just turn off the heat, and then I'm gonna let this cool completely. Alright guys, so I let my pineapple habanero hot sauce cool down for about 15 or so minutes, and as you can see it's pretty chunky, and honestly you can leave it like that if you like a little bit of texture to your hot sauce, but I want it to be more of a watery, almost like Tabasco style consistency. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna strain it in this sieve or strainer, whatever you want to call it. So what I'm gonna do is just take a little bit of it at a time and pour it through my sieve. Reserves, and then just start pushing it through the strainer. And as you can see, all of the juice starts coming through, and I just don't want a lot of this pulp to come through. You know, I really want it to just be almost exactly like a Tabasco. And another little trick you guys can use is I believe it's called xanthan gum. And what that is that's a emulsifier. So basically this will start to separate as it sits in your fridge. So you pretty much have to shake it before each use. But if you use xanthan gum, that's gonna make it constantly stay binded together, so you will never have to shake before usage. A lot of the mass-produced hot sauces use xanthan gum, just so that you don't see like a clear liquid at the top and it looks kind of unappealing. But this is homemade, so we don't care about that. Alright, and as you can see, I'm pretty much left with just like this pulpy gunk, and that's all that I'm personally just going to discard. So I'm just going to sit this over here. I'm pretty much done with that. And now I have a funnel and just this nice little bottle I picked up at my local grocery store, and just carefully pour the sauce into the funnel. So yeah, it's not going to fully fill it up, but I actually got a lot closer than I expected. But that's pretty much it, guys. That's your habanero hot sauce. You can let this sit in your fridge for a few weeks, honestly. You can put it on your tacos, your chicken, your burger, your pizza, what you name it. So yeah, it's really simple. Just give it a shake, like I said, unless you use xanthan gum before each use, and you're good to go. So thanks for watching, guys. You know, I'm your host, Sebastian Regester, and this is Regester for Dinner. If you enjoyed today's video, like always, make sure you smash that like button, comment below, and subscribe. But until next time, stay hungry, my friends.